So this is a reasoning question from chapter direction asked by UPSC in their CSAT paper of 2011. See, in exam क्वेश्चन को शांति से पेशेंटली पढ़ना है, तभी वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट, राइट? अदरवाइज क्वेश्चंस नहीं होगा सॉल्व एग्जाम में, राइट? द हाउस ऑफ ए एंड बी फेसेस ईच अदर on a road going north south. So I have told you, like whenever we see a direction question, we will draw this, right? This is north, this is south, this is east, this is west, right? So the house of AB are on a north south, so this is north south, so A and B house are face each other, right? So suppose here A is being on the west side, so A is on the west side, so this side will be A comes out of his house, A comes out of his house, right? So when he comes out of his house, so he will face east, right? He turns left, so he is facing this side, so if he is taking turn left means he is going this side, right? Travels 5 kilometers, so he is traveling 5 kilometers, and then turn right, so he is facing this side, so he is taking right turn means this side, he will go this side, right? Turn right, travel 5 km, and again traveling 5 km. Okay, to the front of D's house, so here is D's house, this is the front of D's house. Okay, B does exactly the same, so B यही कर रहा है जो A ने किया, right? So B is here, right? So B will come out of his house, he will come out of his house, so he will face this side, right? So he will take what A did, right? So what A did, he come out of his house and turn left, so B will come out of his house and take left turn, so left turn means he will go this side, right? So he's going this side, and then now B is facing this side, right? Now B will take right turn. Okay, so B will go this side, right? And he reaches the front of C's house, so he's also walking 5 km here, this is also 5, and this is house of C. In this context, which one of the following statement is correct, right? Now we have to check all the statement, right? Because they are asking which one of the following statement is correct. C and D live on the same street. Are they living in the same street? No, so this is wrong at altogether, right? C's house faces south, so C's house is this side, C house is faces east, right? Because we have east direction here, so this is also wrong. The house of C and D are less than 20 km apart, so we have to check the distance, like this distance we have to check, right? This one, what's the distance between C and D, right? So this statement is saying like this is less than 20 kilometers. So now we have to find out this distance. So how we will find out, right? So we will use the Pythagoras theorem. See, Pythagoras theorem is very easy, right? And we have read it in schools. Okay, so don't get confused or don't think it's hard, right? See, nothing we have to do, like we have to find out CD. So suppose this is O, so what we have to find out, we have to find out CO and OD, right? Then we can apply the Pythagoras theorem. So how we can find out CO, like here till here, suppose this is point P, CP we know 5, and we also know this distance, this is 5, so this will also be 5, right? This is 5, right? So till here this will be 5, and this is also 5, so this will also be 5, so the total will be 10. This was easy, like, and this total is also 10. Okay, so now the CD distance we will using the Pythagoras theorem. CD square is equal to OD square plus CO square. OD is 10 square plus this is also 10 square, right? So it will become 2 into 10 square, right? CD square, then CD we have to find out, so CD will become under root 2, and when we will apply the square root of this will come out 10, right? So the distance will be 10 square root 2, right? Square root 2 is how much? 1.44, so we will multiply it with 1.44, right? So we can, no need to calculate all this, right? You can simply say this is less than 20 kilometers. So this statement is right or wrong, we have to just check. So this is less than 20 kilometers, so this statement is right. Okay, so the distance between C and D is less than 20 kilometers. Okay, so this will be the answer. So option C is the answer. So this is a question of reasoning from direction chapter asked by UPSC in CSAT paper of 2014. location of B is north of A, right? So whenever you see the direction question, you should draw this diagram, right? So this is north, south, this is east or west, right? So now they have given that the location of B is north of A. Suppose A is here, then he is in the north, B. So B will be here, right? So this one. And the location of C is east. So A is here, so C is in east. So C will be here, right? The distance of AB and AC are, AB is how much they have given? This is 5 kilometer and this is 12 kilometers. See, both are in Kimi, right? So you have to always keep an eye on this, right? So here there is no problem because both are in kilometers. The shortest distance between the location B and C. So the shortest distance between B and C will be this dotted line I am drawing, right? So this distance, this is the shortest between B and C, right? So here we will use the Pythagoras theorem, right? So according to the Pythagoras theorem, if we have a right angle triangle, then BC square will be equal to AB square plus AC square. This is Pythagoras theorem, right? So now we will apply this. So BC square is equal to AB square is how much? 5 square plus 12 square, right? So this will be 25, this will be 144 and the total will be 169. Now BC will be equal to square root of 169 and 169 the square root is 13. So BC is equal to 13 kilometers. So the answer is option B. So this is the answer, right? So 13 kilometers. So the distance between B and C is 13 kilometers. This is a question of reasoning from direction chapter asked by UPSC in CSAT paper of 2014, right? So this is a good question. It looks very lengthy, right? But this is very easy questions, right? So in exam, you should try the direction question, right? Because if you coolly with patiently just read this question, you can solve it, right? But एग्जाम में आपका माइंड पूरा शांत होना चाहिए, पूरा तसल्ली के साथ क्वेश्चन को पढ़ना है, राइट? और ये एग्जाम में हो जाएगा, बस शांति से करना है क्वेश्चंस, ओके? सो नाउ what is given, consider the following statement. There are 6 villages A, B, C, D, E and F, right? So whenever we have direction question, we will draw this diagram, right? This is north, south, east and west. Now we will solve this. So F is 1 kilometer to the west of D. So suppose this is D, okay? Now they have given that F is 1 kilometer. So F is 1 kilometer to the west of D. So F is here, right? Now we have to find a statement which is using F or D as a reference point, right? Because see here in the second statement they have given B is 1 kilometer to the east of E. So we don't know E, right? Because we started with this thing, first statement. So I want a statement which is using F or D as a reference point, right? So here they are using B and E. In the third statement also they are using A and E, right? So it is also not useful for us right now. And in this, C is 1 kilometer to the east of A. This statement is also not useful because I need statement which is using F or D as a reference point, right? Right now, because we have not drawn other points. Now in this statement, D is 1 kilometer. So this statement is useful because D is here and we have already drawn D. So D is 1 kilometer to the south of, so D is on the south of whose? A. So A will be somewhere here because D is in the south. So this is also 1 kilometer, right? So now we can read any statement which has reference point either F, D or A because we have drawn 3 points, right? So these 3 villages we have already plotted, right? So now we want a statement which is using these villages as a reference point, right? So this statement will not be useful right now, but this will be useful. Why? Because we have already plotted A. So A is 2 kilometer to the north of E. So A is in the north of whose? E. So E, and what's the distance they have given? 2 kilometer. We know this is AD is 1. So this will be 1 kilometer again and E will be here because A is in the north of E and distance is 2 kilometer, right? And now we can use the second statement. B is 1 kilometer to the east of E, because we have plotted E. So now we can plot B also. So B is in the east of E. So B will be here somewhere. This is also 1 kilometer. Right. Now we want to plot C. C is 1 kilometer to the east of A. A is here. C is where? C is in the east. East of A will be this side. So C is here. Right. And this is also 1 kilometer. Which three villages are in a line? This is very easy question if you can draw this. Right. So we can see which three villages are in the straight line. Right. So this is A, D and E. So the answer is option B. So this is the correct answer. Right. If you guys understood it, right, so this is good. Otherwise you can contact us and I will explain you this question personally again. Right. So I hope you all got this right. So this is a question of reasoning from direction chapter asked by UPSC in their CSAT paper of 2015. Shahid and Rohit start from the same point in opposite direction. Right. So suppose they are starting from here. This is the starting point. Right. And they are moving in a opposite direction. Right. Okay. So suppose Shahid is going this side, this starting point. Okay. Suppose this is O. So Shahid is this side, Rohit is this side going. After each 1 kilometer, this keyword is very important. Each, right? After each 1 kilometer, Shahid always turn left. Right. So this is Shahid. So Shahid 1 किलोमीटर चला, उसके बाद वो टर्न लेगा लेफ्ट में. राइट. सो ही टर्न लेफ्ट. एंड रोहित व्हाट रोहित विल डू? राइट. सो रोहित इज टेकिंग टर्न ऑन राइट. सो रोहित विल टेक टर्न दिस 1 किलोमीटर के बाद. सो दोनों 1 किलोमीटर के बाद अपने रोहित राइट में टर्न लेगा और शाहिद लेफ्ट में. राइट. सो लेफ्ट टर्न एंड ये रोहित लेगा राइट टर्न. ओके. सो आफ्टर वो बोला है हर 1 किलोमीटर के बाद, तो उन्होंने 1 किलोमीटर चल लिया, उसके बाद टर्न ले लिया. यहाँ पे भी 1 किलोमीटर चल लिया था उन्होंने, है ना. रोहित ने 1 किलोमीटर चला, उसके बाद ही विल टेक टर्न. सो ही विल टेक टर्न ऑन दिस साइड. राइट. सो ही वॉक्स 1 किलोमीटर एंड सिमिलरली हियर शाहिद walk 1 kilometers and then again take turn left. Right. So taking turn left. Okay. This side moving and walking 1 kilometer. Right. And they are both meeting here after walking 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer. Because this is also 2 kilometer total. So this is also 2 kilometer. Okay. And they are meeting here. This is the end point. Right. Which of the following statement is correct? Now we have to tell which of the following statement is correct. After both have traveled 2 kilometer, the distance between them is 4 kilometer. So यहाँ पे 1 किलोमीटर चला Shahid travel and total till here he reached. How many kilometers he covered? Shahid 2. And here Rohit also, when he is reaching here, right, on the B point, he covered 2 kilometers. So now the first statement is saying that the distance between them is 4 km. This is wrong because the distance between them is 2 kilometer. Right. So distance between A and B is 2 kilometers. So option A is wrong. They meet after each has traveled 3 kilometers. So Shahid traveled 1 kilometer here, 1 kilometer here, 1 kilometer here, right, and reached here. Similarly, Rohit traveled 3 kilometers and reached here. So this is correct because each traveled 3 kilometers and they are meeting. Okay. Now the third option we will check. They meet for the first time after each has traveled 4 kilometers. This is wrong. They traveled 3 kilometers. Now the fourth option. They go on without ever meeting again. This is also wrong. Right. Because they are meeting after 3 kilometers. So the answer is option B. Okay. The question is very easy, but it's like kind of puzzle. Right. So we have to just read the question very carefully. So we will get the answer. Right. This is a question of reasoning from direction chapter asked by UPSC in CSAT paper of 2016. See, this is a 4-line question, right? So in exam, this will become 8-line questions. So it will look very lengthy, but this is very easy question. So whenever in the exam, you will see the direction question. So you should try to solve this because these are very easy questions. So the question is, so whenever we have a direction question, what we should do? We should draw this diagram, right? So this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west, right? And what will be this one here? This will be northeast, right? And this will be 45 degree from each side. Okay, similarly this will be northwest, and here also the angle will be 45 each, right? Similarly this will be southwest, right? And this will be southeast, right? This is southeast and this is southwest. Okay, so now a person climb a hill in a straight path from point O. So there is a point O somewhere. Okay, let's assume here. Okay, so the person is climbing a hill. Okay, so this is a hill, right? Suppose this is a hill in a straight path, right? So don't get confused it like this is on a straight line, like this is on a horizontal plane. This is not a horizontal plane because they have given he is walking on a hill, right? And point O is on the ground in the direction of, so in which direction he is moving? In the northeast direction. So this is a northeast direction, right? Okay, from this diagram you can check this is not, this point is on ground, so this will be 45 degree here, right? And reaches a point A, and reaching here after traveling a distance of 5 kilometers. So the distance between O and A is 5 kilometers, right? Then from the point A he moves to the point B in the direction of northwest. So the northwest direction is this side. So from here you have to assume, like you have to, again you can either imaginary, you can assume like this, right? So on which side will be the northwest? The northwest will be this side, this one, right? So this one. Okay, so this is a point B because he is moving in the direction of northwest. Okay, let the distance between AB is 12 kilometer. This distance is 12 kilometer. How far is the person away from the starting point? So now we have to find the distance between O and B. This dotted distance we have to find. We have to find OB, right? So we know this is 5 kilometers, this is 12 kilometers. So we can apply the Pythagoras theorem here. Like, so some people may get confused like how we can apply the Pythagoras theorem here, because the Pythagoras theorem we apply on a right angle triangle, right? So if you will see, this is 45, this is a straight line, so this will be 45. Okay, and as I told you here, the northwest direction will make an angle of 45. So this is also 45. So this is 45 degree, this is also 45 degrees, or total is 90 degree. So if this is a right angle triangle, we can apply the Pythagoras theorem. So according to the Pythagoras theorem, OB square will be equal to OA square plus AB square. OA square is given 5 square, 5 square will be 25, plus AB square is 12, so this will be 144, so total will be 169, right? So OB will be the square root of 169, so this will be 13 kilometer. So OB is 13 kilometer. So the answer is option B. So B is the correct answer. This is a question of reasoning from direction chapter asked by UPSC in their CSAT paper of 2016. A person walks 12 kilometers due north. So I told you, मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया कि जब भी इस तरह का क्वेश्चन आए, so what we should do, we should draw this direction diagram, right? This is north, south, east and west. Now it will be very easy to solve these questions. Now the person is saying that a person walks 12 km north. Suppose the person was here, so he is going in the north directions, right? So he is going north direction 12 kilometers, right? Then 15 km due west, then he is moving to west, right? Sorry, east. How many kilometers? 15. After that 19 kilometers due west. Now after reaching here, he goes to west. How many kilometers? 19. So 15 is this much, and then 4, total is 19. So he's reaching here. And then 50 kilometers due south. So south is here, so he's going in the south. How many kilometers? 15, right? So this is 15, and he reached here. How far is he from the starting point? So now he's asking, the starting point was here, so this distance, this dotted distance we have to find out, right? So this distance will be 4, right? Because 15 is this much, 4 is this much, total was 19, right? So this is 4, and this is how much? This was 12, so this will be 12, so this remaining is 3, right? Now we simply will use the Pythagoras theorem. So I told in the Pythagoras theorem, this is the end point, right? So we have to find ES. So ES square will be equal to 3 square plus 4 square. So this will be 9 plus 16. This will be 25. So ES will be square root of 25. So this is equal to 5. So 5 kilometer. So the answer is option A. So this is the answer, right? So in direction question अगर आपने देखा हो ज़्यादातर में हम we are using Pythagoras theorem, right? So आपको Pythagoras theorem बस पता होना चाहिए and आपका क्वेश्चन हो जाएगा. So this is a reasoning question from the direction chapter asked by UPSC in CSAT paper of 2016. So this is a very good questions. So you should just focus on these wordings, right? So if you read this the question, so this is very easy question, but it looks very tricky. Actually the language is tricky, the question is not tricky, right? So so whenever we have a direction question, what we will do, this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west, right? So if person X was driving in a place where all roads run either north south or east west, right, forming a grid. Roads are at a distance of 1 km from each other in a parallel, right? So roads are, they are running north south, right? So this is north south, right? So roads are like this, or they are running east west. So this is east, this side is east, right? And this is west, so they are running like this, right? So one more condition he has given, like they are 1 kilometer from each other, so they are running like this, okay? And the distance is this distance from this point to this point is 1 kilometer, and from this point to this point is also 1 kilometer. So they are forming a grid. So this is a question, right? Now he started at the intersection of two roads, drove 3 km north, right? So suppose he started from this point, right? This is a starting point. So he is driving 3 kilometers. So this is 1, 2, right? So we will draw one more line here. So he is reaching here, right? So this point he is reaching. This is the north. That's why we are moving in this direction. Now 3 km west. Now from here he is going 3 km west. So this is 1, 2, 3. So he is reaching here. Then he is going 4 km south, right? So he reached here. So now 4 km south. पेन को चेंज करते हैं, आपको थोड़ा अच्छे से समझ आएगा, राइट? तो क्या हो रहा है, वो यहाँ पे पहुँच गया, राइट? पेन चेंज नहीं हो रहा है, येलो ही रखते हैं, ओके? सो नाउ ही इज मूविंग इन साउथ. सो दिस इज 1, साउथ इज this side, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So again we have to draw one more line, right? This one. So he is reaching here, right? Which further route could bring him back to his starting point if the same route is not repeated? Now this was starting point, this is the end point. Now this person want to reach here, so they are asking which route he can follow, right? But he should not follow the same route from which route he has reached here, right? So now what we will do, we will go through options. So the option is 3 km east and 2 km south. So suppose he goes to east. So this is first, second, third. So he is reaching here. Then 2 km south. So first and then second. So he is going downward. So the distance is increasing, right? So this option is wrong. So option A cannot be the answer, right? Now we will check option B. 3 km east. 3 km east will reach here, right? And then 1 km north. So 1 km north, he will go upside, right? So here, because this side is north, so he will reach at the starting point. So the option B is correct, right? So the option B will be the answer, right? But let's check other option also, like 1 km north. So this is 1 km reaching here, and then 2 km west. West means he is going this side, right? So he will reach here. So this cannot be the answer, option C. Now we will check option D. 3 km south. 3 km south means he is here, so he will go first, second, third. So he is going downward, right? And then 1 km north, so he will reach here. So this option D cannot be the answer. So the answer is option B, right? So the answer is option B. See, this was an easy question. You have to just understand the language and just draw the diagram. If you are able to do that, you can get the correct answer, right? I hope आप सबको समझ आ गया होगा. If you guys still have some issues, so you can connect with us and I will explain you this question personally again. This is a question of reasoning from direction unit or direction chapter, right? Asked by UPSC in their CSAT paper of 2019. See, this is a 5-line questions, right? So in exam, this will become 10 line question because the question will be in the half of the page, right? So it looks very lengthy in the exam, right? So, but this is direction question. So these are easy questions. So you should always try to attempt them, right? Because these are easy ones. So first of all, we will draw this diagram, right? This is north on this side, south is this side, this is east and this is west. Now, A started from his house and walked 20 meters toward east, right? So suppose A is starting from here, right? And moving in the direction of east. East is this side, so he is moving in the east side, right? And 20 meters. Where his friend B joined him. So here he meets B. Okay, they together walk 10 meters in the same direction. In the same direction means they are moving in the east only. So this is 10 meter and they are reaching here. Okay. Then it turn left. So A is facing this side, east, right? So A is taking a turn on left. So left will be this side. Okay. And B is also facing east, right? And B is taking turn on right. So the right will be this side. Okay. And travel 2 meters and 8 meters respectively. So this will be 2 meter and this will be 8 meter. Again B turn left. So B is facing this side. So he is taking left turn. So left will be this side, right? And travel 4 meters. So this is 4 meter. Followed by 5 meter on his right. So after moving 4 meters, he is moving taking turn on the right. So he is facing east. So he is taking turn on the right. So it means he is moving on this side, right? And how many meters? 5 meter. So this is 5. To reach his office. So this is the office of B, right? So this is the office of B. A turn right. So A reached here. So now A is facing this side and A is taking right turn. Right turn means this side. And travels 20 meters to reach his office. So he is moving 12 meters and reaching his office. So this is the office of A. So suppose this is O1 and this is O2, right? What is the shortest distance between the two offices? So now we have to find the shortest distance. So what is the shortest distance? So the shortest distance will be this dotted line I am drawing, right? So this is the shortest distance between these two offices, right? So suppose this is still here, right? So we have to find this distance, this dotted distance between O1 and O2, right? So now we have to find the distance, right? Because we have to use the Pythagoras theorem. So now tell me what is this distance. This distance will be equal to this distance, right? So this will be 2 and this will be 8. So the total will be 10. So this total distance will be 10 and this is 5. This is 5. So the total is 15. So this total distance from here till here is 15. Now this is 4. So this will be 4. If total is 12. So from 12 if we will deduct 4, this will be 8. So this is a right angle triangle, right? So we can use the Pythagoras theorem. So according to the Pythagoras theorem, O1 O2 square will be equal to, suppose this point. This is point P, right? So this is P point. So OP O1 P square plus O2 P square, right? So O1 P square is how much? This is 8. So 8 square plus this is total is 15 here. So this is 15 square. So this will be 64 plus 225, right? So this will be 9, 6. So this is 269, right? So O1 O2 will be square root of 269. So this is the square of 17, right? So the answer will be the 17. So the answer is option B, 17, right? Okay, so 17 is the answer. So this is a question from reasoning direction chapter, right? So this is a question asked by UPSC in their CSAT paper of 2019. P, Q and R are 3 towns. The distance between P and Q is 60 kilometers, whereas the distance between P and R is 80 kilometers. Q is in the west of P. See, whenever we see the direction question, what we should do? We should draw its direction, right? So the question solving become easy, right? So now from here we will see Q is in the west. So Q is in the west of P. So Q will be here, P will be here, right? And R is in the south of P. So if P is here, R is in the south. So R will be here something, right? So this is R. Okay. So what is the distance between Q and R? So they are asking this distance, right? This dotted distance we have to find out. And they have given PQ is 60 kilometers. And this one, whereas the distance between P and R is 80 kilometers, right? So now we will how to find out the QR. So we will use the Pythagoras theorem, right? So Pythagoras theorems tell that QR square is equal to will be equal to QP square plus PR square. So QP is 60 square plus 80 square, right? So this will become 3600 plus 6400, and this will be equal to, right, this will be equal to 10,000, right? So this is QR square. Now QR will be under root of this one, right? And the under root of this will be 100. So the distance between QR is 100 kilometers. So the answer is option D. So option D is the correct answer. This is the question of reasoning from direction chapter asked by UPSC in CSAT paper of 2020. A man walks down the backside of his house straight 25 meter, then turn to the right and walks 50 meter again, and then he turns toward left and again walk 25 meters. If his house faces to the east, what is his direction from the starting point? Right. So as I told you, whenever you see a direction questions, what you should do? You should draw this diagram, right? This is north, south, east and west. Okay, now we will start. Like this is a house, okay, and it is facing east. They have mentioned here, right? So this is east. So he started, a man's walk down from the backside, he started from here, right? And of his house straight 25 meters and going 25 meters and then turn to the right, right? So he is facing this side. So the right will be this side, okay, and walks 50 meters, right? So he's walking how much? 50 meters he's walking, and then turn towards left. Now he's facing this side and turning left. So turn left means this side, right? And again walks 25 meter. If his house faces to the east, what is his direction from the starting point, right? So he started from here. So the question is asking the direction, right? So what will be the direction? So he is in which direction? This is east, this is west, this side is north. So he is in northwest direction, right? So the answer would be option D. So this is the answer, right? So it was easy question. Okay. This is a question of reasoning taken from chapter direction asked by UPSC in their CSAT paper of 2021. See, this is 5-line questions, right? So in exam, it will looks like 10-line question. So it looks very lengthy, but the direction question are very easy to solve in there, right? So you can easily get marks in this. So never try to leave these questions. Okay. A bank employee drives 10 km towards south. So see, whenever you see the direction questions, always draw this, right? Like this is north, south, this is east and west, right? So if you draw this, right, so in exam, draw this on the exam paper, right? So after drawing this, it becomes very easy to solve the questions, right? So bank employees drive 10 km towards south. So south, suppose this is the starting point, so going south, right? South is downward. Okay, how much? 10 km, right, towards south from her house. So this is the house, and turn to her left. So she is facing this side, right? So the left, now she is taking left turn. So left turn will be this side, and drives 20 km. So this is 20 kilometer. She again turn left. She is facing this side now. So she is again taking left turn, right? So left turn will be this side and drives 40 kilometers. So driving 40 kilometers, right? So like this. So this is 40 km. Then she turned to her right. So now she is facing this side. So the right turn will be this side, right? And drives for another 5 kilometers and driving 5 kilometers. She again turns to her right. She is facing this side. So she is again taking right turn. So right turn will be this side, right? And drives another 30 kilometers. So driving 30 kilometers. Okay. To reach her bank, right? So this is the bank. Okay. Where she works. So what is the shortest distance between her bank and her house? So the shortest distance will be this much. This dotted line will be the shortest distance, right? So now we have to calculate this one. See, the total distance from here till here is 40. This is 10. So this will be 10, right? And this will be 30. Okay, this is 5. So this will be 5. Right. So from here till here, the distance will be 20 plus 5, 25. So the shortest distance will be equal to 25 kilometer. So the answer is option B. So this is the answer. Right. So this was an easy question. It just you have to draw this figure and you will get the answer. This is a question of reasoning from direction chapter asked by UPSC in CSAT paper of 2021. A woman's run 12 km toward her north. See, whenever we have a direction question, what we should do? We should draw this, right? This directions, right? So a woman's runs 12 km towards north, right? So she is going this side, right? So this side is north, right? So this is 12 km towards her north. Then 6 km from here, again going toward her south. So south will be downward. So going again towards south, how much? 6 km, right? So this is 6 km towards south, right? And then 8 km toward her east. So now going towards east, how much? 8 km, right? In which direction is she from her starting point? So now the question is asking, this is the starting point. So how far is she from the starting point? So this will be the distance, right? In which direction? So they are asking direction. So this direction will be northeast direction, right? From the starting point, she is in northeast direction, right? So but in the answer option they have asked the angle also. So we know like the answer will be from northeast, north of east. So we can cut option A and option C. So the answer will be from B or D. So now they are asking the angle, right? So this angle they are asking. So this angle is greater than 45 or less than 45 they are asking. See, so now they are asking us to know the concept of mensuration, right? So see what happens if this distance, this is 90 degree, right? This is 90 degree. If this distance is suppose A and this distance is also A, then this angle and this angle are 45, right? 45 degree, right? Because this is right angle triangle, right? Now in this diagram what is happening, this is 8 km and this is 6 km, right? And this is a figure, right? So this, okay. So what happens, this angle is in front of this side is 8 km. So there is a concept in mensuration that the angle is greater, the angle in front of greater side is greater, right? So this is greater side, so angle in front of it, right, this one will be greater, right? This is smaller side, so the angle will be opposite to it, right? This one will be smaller, right? So this will be greater than 45 degree, right? So this angle will be greater than 45 degree. If this is greater than 45 degree, so this remaining angle will be less than 45 degree, right? So are you getting this concept? I hope you guys are getting. So this angle will be greater than 45. Then this angle will be, because this total is 90. So this is greater than 45. So the remaining one will be less than 45, right? So they are asking this angle only, right? Because in which direction is she from starting point? So angle less than 45 degree or more than. So it will be from starting point here we have to calculate. So this angle will be less than 45. Less than 45 in northeast direction. So the answer is option B, right? So this is the answer. This is a question of reasoning from direction chapter asked by UPSC in CSAT paper of 2022, right? See, this looks very lengthy in the exam, right? Because exam has they have divided the A4 size paper also, right? Because they have a in middle, they mark in the middle. So here is the half. So you get just the half paper. So these 4 lines become 8 lines there, right? So this looks very lengthy, but this is very easy questions. Like, so from the direction chapter, normally the UPSC asks questions, but they are of very easy kind of, right? So two friends X and Y start running and they run together for 50 meter, right? So suppose this is the starting point. So no direction is given, right? So they are saying that XY start running and they run 50 meter, right? In the same direction and reach a point X. Suppose this is a point X, right? So they reach a point, not X, right? So they are reaching a point. Okay, this is a point. Now X turn right, X is turning right. So they are facing this side, right? So the right direction for X will be this side, right? So X is going right and run 60 meter. So X going right and run 60 meter, right? While Y turn left. So Y direction is also this side, right? So he is facing this side. So the left of Y will be this side, right? So Y is running this side and runs 40 meter. This is 40 meter, right? Then X turn left. Now X is facing this side, right? So his left will be this side, right? So he's taking left turn, right? And run again 50 meter and stop, and he is stopping here. While Y turn right, so Y is facing this side. Now Y is turning right. So the right of Y will be this side and runs 50 meter. He is also running 50 meter, right? And then stop. He is also stopping here. So how far the two friends from each other now? So the question is asking how far they are. वो एक दूसरे से कितनी दूरी पे हैं? So दूरी इनके बीच में ये वाली होगी जो डॉटेड में लाइन ड्रॉ कर रहा हूँ, राइट? So this is the distance between them, right? Because x यहाँ पे है अभी और y this side. Okay, so this distance is equal to this distance, right? So this combined distance will equal to this combined distance, right? So this distance is 60 plus 40. So 60 plus 40 is equal to 100. So they are 100 meter away from each other. So option A is the answer, right? So this is the answer. See, this is very easy question, right? It just you have to keep track the right and left properly, right? Then you will get the correct answer.